You are a pastor, so everyone thinks your marriage is amazing. Your life is perfect, and theirs is the one who needs your help. The reality is, you work all the time and are always at church for various events. Your spouse is raising the kids and taking care of most of the things at home. You help as much as you can, which isn't much. You want your marriage to live up to those expectations, and you don't think you're at risk for divorce because you are a pastor. But connecting with your spouse, like a great marriage requires, takes time that you just don't seem to have. Your spouse understands and tries not to complain too much. And you don't think it's that bad, but you don't really know. You know you need to do something different, but you may not even know where to start. Don't all pastors' marriages go through this? Find the full transcript for this episode and more resources for pastors at pastoringfromwholeness.com/5. You are listening to Pastoring from Wholeness with your host, Reese Long, helping pastors like you address burnout, make family and self-care sacred, and manage time so you can lead from a place of wholeness. All marriages have seasons where things are easier and some where it's harder. What if you tried daily check-ins to show your spouse they're still important to you? Like more important than your work. Be intentional to make time with them a priority, without distractions or kids. You could text them more during the day to see how their day is going, or let them know you're thinking of them. Maybe send them something funny. Or if you're already good at this, you might decide you need to spend some intentional one-on-one time each day. This might not sound like a big deal, but giving your spouse your undivided attention daily can pay big dividends. My husband and I named this time Power Hour. It doesn't quite take an hour, but when we started, we allotted an hour to it. We have a regular time on our schedule. Ours is each evening after the kids go to bed. We had to teach them to respect this time and not come into our room unless they had an emergency. It's a time when we're both committed to listening and talking to each other. The goal of this time is just to talk about things other than the logistics of the day. It's not just about who is going where and when. We talk about what happened during the day, and I love to talk about how it made me feel. We also like to share things that made us laugh, or sometimes we just cuddle. After we started this new habit, we noticed we bickered less. We were on the same page more, or at least seemed to understand each other better. But after a little while, we started saying, "Do you have anything to talk about?" "No." "Well, me either." Then we would use the time for other productive things, like reading or Bible time. Often, after a few of these power hours where we skipped because we thought we didn't have anything to say, we would start arguing again. We decided, even if we couldn't think of anything to say at first, we would sit together and just enjoy each other's company. When we stopped skipping power hour, we stopped bickering. We noticed this daily time together really made a difference in our connection and happiness. Now, power hour lasts 30 minutes or so each evening before we go to bed, and it's a key habit to the joy and peace in our marriage. What about you? Do you have a time each day to really connect with your spouse? A time protected from kids and electronic distractions? Do you prefer mornings or evening time with your spouse? I think building it into your daily routine will make it a habit you stick to and can have a positive impact on your marriage. Remember, the point of Power Hour is to listen to your spouse. Find out what's going on in their day. You can often see clues as to what small things you can do to show them you're listening and you care. You want your spouse to feel loved by you. You want them to feel like you love them more than anything after God, even more than the church. How are you doing at this? I know you think your spouse already knows this, but do they feel it by your actions? Maybe it's time to start your own version of Power Hour. May you pastor from wholeness. Thanks for tuning into Pastoring from Wholeness. Please leave a review about this show and share this podcast with other pastors. Learn more about how I help pastors address burnout at pastoringfromwholeness.com.